So there's like a social justice aspect to legalizing marijuana that a lot of people are talking about. For those wondering, what happens if you just got arrested for having 3 plants or less than an ounce, all the stuff that's now legal, what will happen? Children who are convicted of possession or still juveniles. There is hope, they say, that they will have their records expunged. And now in California anyways, instead of sentencing to various like kind of programs, they'll get drug counseling. So that's good. But I spent today talking to prosecutors, and they said, okay, this is good. I think they thought that the sentencing, changing the sentencing laws for violent, nonviolent offenders will have more effect. He says the recidivism, so you can expunge people's records, but the recidivism rate is so high that once you've been in the system at all, it's hard to get out. So this is more of a thing that just eliminates having to lie to a fake doctor in Venice Beach than anything else.
But it also, people who actually are imprisoned for this can petition, right, to get...
Yes.
Not only
if they got convicted on something that is now legal, they can then go back to court and say it's now legal, and they will likely come out. Brett's point is this prison might have screwed them up so bad already that gets into a vicious cycle of recidivism.
And they said we would very much like it if we could get to children when they're juveniles before they become teenagers and just say okay, here's how it is now. Here's what you can do and not do. Stay away from it, and don't get into the system at all. They still think that's the best way to do it, and it's very difficult. But they don't want to prosecute, and LA prosecutors have tried not to prosecute weed possession as much as possible.
Right, and so that's actually the best part of the law that legalizes marijuana in California. Sure, it's just a matter of freedom and common sense that you should be able to smoke weed, and we all kid around about that's great. But actually the best part is that it doesn't criminalize it anymore, so those kids never make it into the system in the first place, so they don't get stuck in that vicious cycle of going back into prison because of what they learned in there, and especially they're at an impressionable age, right? So now, hopefully, thousands, maybe even millions of kids will be spared going to prison for, in essence, having the equivalent of a beer. So if we'd send all the kids who had a beer to prison, well, we'd have prisons full of people, which, by the way, that's what we have, because we made marijuana basically the same thing illegal, and we stuffed our prisons full of people. It cost them their lives, it cost us a lot of money, and it made no sense whatsoever. So I think we're almost underestimating how excellent it is that California has legalized marijuana, along now with 7 other states, just for recreational use. It is great, great news. We need independent media to make sure that we hold corporate media accountable. The people that can make that happen is you. You make the Young Turks possible. tytnetwork.com/join. Join us. Be the revolution.